Hi crocheters of the world. In this tutorial I want to show you, present you this stitch, this pattern. I don't know, it's maybe a pattern because it's a puff stitch combination, so we can call it a pattern. And as you can see, it's really a beautiful pattern, really soft texture because of these flowers, puff flowers. And here I began a scarf, and you can also make baby blankets, really nice baby blankets, scarves, or I don't know, headbands, or maybe neck warmers, because as I said, it's really soft. Okay, now let's get started. And it's a multiple, the pattern we will work here, it's a multiple of 6 plus 5, so I will put here 30 chains, 1, 2, so I will begin with a chain of 30 plus 5, because it's multiple of 6, as I said, plus 5. So what we need to know is that the important thing is that we have to begin end to end with a pair into the first row with a pair of puff stitches. Okay, so that's why if you go on for the length that you need for the project that you want to work with this stitch, and when you finish your you are to finish your first row, if you finish with this, and then I will show you when I work my first row, you just let out the 6 rows, the six chains, and you have to finish with a pair of puff stitches. That's it. Okay, so now let us begin into the 4th chain from the hook. So let us count 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the 4th chain from the hook we work our first double crochet, and the chain 3 here that we let is our first double crochet. So we finish and we begin and we finish our project with 2 double crochets. It's actually our border, as you can see. Okay, it's our border. Okay, now of course, if you want to make a hat with this project, or if you want to work it in rounds, you don't have to add 5, and you'll have, of course, the project without the borders, so without these 2 beginning and ending double crochets. Okay, now chain 2, 1, 2, skip 2 chains, so this is worked, and 1, 2, and into the 3rd chain let's work our first pair of puff stitches. So this is my first 1, 2, 3, close your puff stitch with a chain 1, and then chain 3, and into the same chain here let's work another puff. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, close your puff stitch with the chain 1. Okay, now we have our first pair of puff stitches. Now chain 2 again, skip again 1, 2 chains, and into the 3rd work a double crochet. Chain 3, skip 2 chains, and into the third work a single crochet, then chain 3, yarn over, skip 2 chains, and into the third work a double crochet. Now these two, we are working the first round alternating these two parts, so the puff stitch pair and this one. Okay, now we have to make the puff stitch pair, so chain 2, skip 2 chains, and into the third let's work our puff stitch pair. So 1, 2, 3 for the puff. So close your puff stitch with a chain 1, chain 3, and into the same chain work the second puff. 1, 2, 3. Let's close our puff with the chain, and now chain 2 again, skip 2 chains, and into the third work a double crochet, and now this part, chain 3, skip 2 chains, and into the third work a single crochet, chain 3, and skip 2 chains, into the third work a double crochet. And now let's work our last. This is what I was talking about, that I want to finish, always to finish my first round with a pair of puff stitches, not with this part of our pattern, of our row, but with a pair of puff stitches. Okay, so if we have 6 more after we finished our last pair of puff, we just stop there and let that 6 chains out of our project. Okay, now chain 2 and 1, 2, and into the third chain, skipping 2 chains, into the third chain work your first puff. Oops, the first row, it's a little bit difficult. Okay, now chain 3 and work into the same chain the second puff stitch, 2 and 3. Okay, now close the puff stitch with a chain 1, now chain 2 and skipping 2 chains, 1, 2, work 1 double crochet, and as I said, we end with 2 double crochets, so we have here 1 chain left, and we'll work another double crochet. Okay, and that's it. Now this is our first row. Hope you understand the part with the beginning and ending with a pair of puffs. So if you have 6 more, you let them out, 6 more chains, you let them out of the project, okay? And you end up with a puff stitch pair here. Okay, now for the second row, we chain 3 and turn, and this will be our first double crochet, then yarn over, and let's work a double crochet into the second double crochets. This is our border, as I said before. Okay, now in this part where we have the pair of puff stitches, we work like this: chain 3, into the third chain of our chain 3 space, into the second chain of our chain 3 space, insert your hook and work a single crochet. Chain 3 again and work a double crochet on the top of our double crochet of the first row. Okay, and now where we have this on the first row, so this chain 3 single crochet, chain 3, we have to work 4 puffs, 3 together plus 1. And now I show you how. Just watch out. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, and into the third chain 1, 2, 3, into the third chain from the hook 1, 2, 3. So this one, yarn over and work the first puff. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now let it here on the hook, yarn over, and into the second, now I am into the first chain 3 space here. Okay, into the second chain, insert your hook and work another puff here. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we have one more. So yarn over, skip into the next chain 3 space and into the second chain of this one, work another puff. So 1, 2, and 3. Now yarn over and close all these 3 puffs together with a chain 1. Look what we have. 1 and 2. Now we have to work one more. As I said, we need 4. So chain 3 and into the chain 1 space that we chain 1, which closed our 3 puffs here, work the 4th puff. So 1, 2, and 3. Now close the puff and into the double crochet on the top of the double crochet of the first row, work a double crochet. So this is the difficult part, most difficult part. Now we have 4 petals of our 5 petal, 6, sorry, oops, 6 petal flower here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, go on, and as I said before, where we have the pair of double crochet of puff stitches, we work chain 3, then single crochet into the chain 3 space in between the 2 puffs, into the second chain of the chain 3, single crochet, then chain 3, and on the top of our double crochet of the first row, work a double crochet. So these double crochets here, as you can see, divide our pattern, you can see, in parts. Okay, now we are here again where we have to work our 4 puffs. So again, chain 3 into the third chain from the hook, insert your hook and work your first puff. 1, 2, and 3. Then don't close it, into the second chain of the chain 3 space here, insert your hook and work your second puff. So 1, 2, and 3. don't close it, yarn over and into the second chain 3 space here, into the second chain of the chain 3 space here, insert your hook and work your third puff, 2 and 3. Now we can close them all together with a chain 1. Whoops, here they are. Chain 3 again, and let us work our fourth. Insert your hook into the chain 1, trying to put on your hook 2 loops of the chain 1, okay? And work your fourth puff. Okay, let's close this one too, and yarn over into the on the top of our double crochet, work a double crochet. Now we end up with chain 3, a single crochet into the second chain of our chain 3 space in between the puffs of the first row, single crochet, then chain 3, and work your last 2 double crochets, 1 and into the chain, beginning chain 3 into the third chain, work your second double crochet. Oops, okay. So now we have 2 rows of our pattern worked. Okay, let's go for the third row. So these 2 rows, I can say it's the most difficult part. Now chain 3 again, turn your work and work the second double crochet of the border. Here where we have chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, we work the same thing. Chain 3 into the single crochet that we made to the second row, work a single crochet, then chain 3, and now on the top of the double crochet, work a double crochet. Okay, now here we have our 4 petals and we need 2 more to complete our flower. So into the center of the flower here, insert your hook and work 2 more puff stitches divided by a chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3. Close your puff with a chain 1 and 1, 2, 3. Chain 3 and the second puff, or actually the 6th petal of our flower. 3. Let's close the puff with a chain 1 and we work again our double crochet here on the top of the double crochet. Voila! Our flower finished, completed actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals. Here where we have chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, the same thing, chain 3, single crochet into the single crochet, and again chain 3. Oops, 1, 2, 3. Then double crochet on the top of our double crochet. Now complete the next flower with another 2 puff stitches, 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it's not that difficult as it seems at the first look. 3, and again our second puff, 1, 2, 3, and the double crochet on the top of the double crochet of the previous row. Now we have completed our second flower here, and let us work our last part here. Chain 3, single crochet into the single crochet, chain 3, and now instead of 1 double crochet we have to work 2 double crochets for the border. The second or the last double crochet is always worked into the third chain. Yes, third chain of the beginning, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, here, into the third chain, so don't forget about it. Okay, now we have 3 rows finished. Okay, now for the 4th row we begin with the same thing, so chain 3 for our first double crochet and work the second double crochet of the border. Okay, now here where we have chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, we will begin another flower with these 4 puffs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So let us begin our flower and let us work chain 3, then into the third chain from the hook. Let's work our first puff. 1, 2, 3. Close the puff. No, sorry, we don't need to close the puff. So let the puff on the hook and let us work the second one, and the second one is worked into the first chain 3 space of this 2 chain 3 space divided by the single crochet. So into the second chain of our first chain 3 space, insert your hook and work your second puff, 2 and 3. Let the second puff on the hook 2, and into the next chain 3 space, the second one, into the second chain of the chain 3 space, work another puff, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, sorry. Now yarn over and pull through all 3 puffs and chain 1 to close them. Again chain 3 and let's work our 4th puff. So insert the hook through 2 loops of the chain here and let us work our 4th puffs, 2 and 3. Close your puff, and now we are ready to work our double crochet. Okay, now where we have our completed flower, we'll work chain 3, single crochet into the second chain of our chain 3 space in between the 2 puffs and chain 3. So chain 3, single crochet here into the second chain of our chain 3 space in between the puffs, then chain 3, and of course our double crochet to divide. And that's it for this round. We go on like this. Here where we have chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, we work again 4 puffs. So we begin another flower. So chain 3, into the third chain from the hook, work the first puff, 1, then 2 and 3. Okay, now we don't close it, we go into the first chain 3 space and into the second chain work another puff, 1, 2, 3. Now don't close these puffs. Let's go into the second chain 3 space of this sequence and into the chain second chain, let's work the third puff, 2 and 3. Now we can close all 3 puffs together and chain 3, and let's go and work the 4th. So please take 2 loops of the chain and work the 4th. 1, 2 and 3. Close the puff and work a double crochet. So as I said, these double crochets divide the parts, the sequence actually of our pattern here. Okay, so double crochet, and now we know that we have the second sequence, which is chain 3. It's chain 3, single crochet into the second chain of our chain 3 space in between the two puffs of our flower, completed flower, and again chain 3, and again our double crochet, which divide the sequences. And now we have to work our 4 puffs again. So chain 3, yarn over into the third chain from the hook. Let's work our first puff. Oops, take 2 loops of the chain, 3, let it on the hook into the first chain 3 space, into the second chain, insert your hook and work your second puff, 2, 3, and into the chain 3, second chain of the second chain 3 space, let's work our third puff, 3. Now we can close together our 3 puffs with a chain 1, then chain 3 again, and work your 4th puff. Insert your hook on 2 loops of the chain 1 here, 2, 3. Now close your puff and work the last 2 double crochets of our border, 1 and the second one, 1, 2, 3, into the third chain from the beginning chain 3, don't forget. Okay, now this is what we have so far at the end of our 4th row. Isn't it beautiful? So it is really nice, very beautiful stitch pattern, actually, more than stitch. So from now on we are going to repeat the pattern. So into the 5th row, chain 3, then our second double crochet, and guess what? Here where we have the 4-petal flower, we have to complete our flower with 2 more petals. So let us work 2 puffs, 1, chain 3, and the second puff. So now, as I said, this is actually, oh yes, it's the first, it can be the first row, or the 3rd row, I think. Yes, this row, and this is the 3rd row. Yes, the 3rd. Okay, now we completed our first flower, then the double crochet, and here where we have chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, again chain 3, single crochet on the single crochet into the single crochet, and chain 3, then double crochet on the top of the double crochet. Now let's complete this flower too with 2 more puffs divided by a chain 3 space, and 2, 3, chain 3, and again a puff, 2, 3, and the double crochet on the top of the double crochet of the previous row, then chain 3 and into the single crochet, 1 single crochet, then chain 3 again, and the double crochet on the top of our double crochet. Then we'll complete our last flower with 2 more puffs, 2 more petals, 3, close the first puff and chain 3, and again another puff. Okay, now 1 double crochet on the top of the double crochet and another double crochet into the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3, and that's it. Our pattern from now on we have to repeat. So into the 6th round we begin another flower here where we have chain 3, single crochet, chain 3 with our 4 petals, and then where we have the completed flower we work chain 3, single crochet into the 2nd chain, chain 3 and the double crochet, and then we repeat all from the 2nd row. From the 2nd row, yes, we repeat all the rows. Okay, so that's it. Hope you like this pattern. I really like it. It's nice and, as I said, really soft with these puffs, and that's it for now. See you at the next tutorial. Bye!